The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign, trusted by over 500 NFL players for their winning smiles, and broadcasting live from Dallas Cowboys World Headquarters at the Star. Now, your host, Nicole Hutchison.
Welcome into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign here in the SWBC studio. I'm Nicole Hutchison alongside Brianna Aldridge and Aisha Morrison. Wow. What up, y'all?
Good morning.
Good morning. Oh, it's good morning. It's 8 a.m.
It is. I'm starting to get used to it.
Right?
I was going to say the same thing.
It's kind of sick when I think about it.
I like it.
I think I love it.
But I think I'm starting to get
I got a
used to it.
routine. Get a little Cheerios before I come in here. You know,
Cheerios.
Come on, Cheerios.
Yeah, honey nut Cheerios.
Yeah, when I retired from the military, I retired from the early. So
No, I love this.
What's y'all's routine? You said Cheerios.
Roll out of bed, 15 minutes, Cheerios on the go. Yeah. On the go cereal is very clutch for this situation. Just so you know.
really,
Beat the traffic and still get my breakfast in.
I'm
Just
really.
saying.
I think I'm getting a little older. 32s next month, and so I'm getting into teas.
Oh.
I'm getting into some like
little lemon
balm
ginger
tea.
tea.
Oh yes, not ginger tea, dandelion tea. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm starting to get
Yeah.
into teas.
Wakes you up a little bit. I needed it after that first Sunday night game last night. Oh
Baby, it was green tea this morning, so I had some caffeine because I'm tired.
Let's talk about Sunday. Now that the Cowboys, they obviously played the Eagles in Thursday Night Football. Then you had the Giants play the Commanders. And now the NFC East, guys, has played out in just week one. Just talking about, the Cowboys, obviously Philly, Giants, Commanders. How much better or worse? And I like this tweet that Clarence Hill actually posted. How much better or worse do you feel about the Cowboys after seeing the Giants play, after seeing the Commanders play, and then, of course, the Cowboys playing Philly on Thursday?
What you got, Bray?
I honestly feel like right now, I'm not going to jump the gun. I think there was a lot of positive to take from the Cowboys week one, I will say. I'm still kind of figuring out the Cowboys and the Commanders. I still think the Eagles at this point are the top dog in the division for NFC East right now. That's just how I feel. I think they overall have the best roster they put together in the offseason when you're talking about talent. But I kind of I saved this little quote last night that I saw from Josh Allen. If people stayed up to watch the Ravens Bills game, he says, honestly, I met Matt Prater, who had the winning kickoff or field goal last night, in the locker room 2 days ago. He showed me a video of his son playing quarterback, and today before the game, he comes up to me before we even take the field. He just said, hey, I promise you I'm going to give you everything I got tonight. So that man joined the team on Thursday. He's quite veteran-like in that room and then had the winning field goal. And I think for some reason when I read that quote, it reminded me of Brian Schottenheimer. I just feel like that last part when he says, I'm going to give you everything I got tonight, I feel like it reminded me of the James Houstons, the Perion Winfreys of this team. And this is what Brian Schottenheimer believes. So going into week one against the Eagles, this is a team that was, the Eagles were the heavy favorite going in. And the talent-wise maybe was going towards the Eagles, but the Cowboys hung in there with the Super Bowl champs. So I kind of went off tangent for a little bit there, but I just feel like that is what Schottenheimer is saying with his team. Going with that, that's why I say I think the Commanders and the Cowboys is who I'm keeping an eye on, because I think the Commanders showed some flaws yesterday as well. Like they allowed Jaden Daniels to get sacked 3 times. He was kind of fighting for his life. I think the O-line has some work to do there. But they're pretty balanced on offense. That's also what I saw. They have a lot of guys who can run the ball well. And the Giants, I think the Giants are where they left off last season. I think they are struggling. And I think that the Cowboys, this will be a perfect game to get some confidence back and to really be able to come out here and dominate. Not saying it's going to be super easy or anything like that. Russell Wilson can still go out there, control. He can kind of read the defenses, but I just think he's no Jalen Hurts. And what I saw last week from the Cowboys, I think it's going to be a fun
Real
home
fast.
opener.
Real fast. I'm sorry. We are taking calls. 1-888-855-2297. Call us. Come and chat with your girls. All right, Aisha, go ahead.
Country. Well, first of all, it's week 1.
Yeah.
It's some football being played, but it ain't always pretty. I mean, what we saw last night was kind of crazy from a sense of, I mean, we're talking about 30 plus 40 plus points in the first week. You know, offenses take a little bit more time to get their legs under them sometimes, and to, you know, get on the same page. I feel like with Washington, they're kind of taken off from where they were before. They did try to invest in that offensive line a little bit this offseason. So for him to be running for his life a little bit, I'm sure they don't like that. But on the offensive side, adding Deebo Samuels, you saw he was really effective, and his usage and the way they're using him is still very similar to how he's being used in San Fran, getting the ball on the move, getting the ball out the backfield, things like that. You're seeing guys have elevated roles with them within their offense. So that their offense is something that I don't expect to do a whole bunch of change in now. Their running back position, they're kind of distributing the ball. They're really doing by the committee because of some of the gentlemen that they lost as well. And then the Giants, I mean, no, I mean, you know, that Giants offensive line has struggled for quite some time now, and baby, let me tell you, Washington dang near dominated on the defensive line. It was just very difficult for the Giants to get anything going in the run game, and in the pass game, baby, they didn't have enough time to do anything in the pass game. Defensively, the Giants are so weird because they always have pieces. They always have players, and don't sleep on their defensive line even so at that. Like, I'm still not going to sit up here and act like these guys can't get after the passer. Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, Dexter Lawrence, Kayvon Thibodeau, those guys are going to be a tough matchup for Dallas. Like I said, we saw them get after Washington's offensive line. But I will say with Washington on the defensive side, I do think that they have improved in defending the run. Again, it's just week 1. We don't know. Right. We know a lot of stuff, and we don't know nothing at all. But they did bring in Javon Kinlaw. I think that you see that with him next to Daron Payne. They've seen some improvements there. Their secondary, yeah. But I say all that to say, and to answer your question, Nicole, I think it's week 1. I think we're still trying to figure out some information and stuff like that. But the division does kind of look how it looked last year.
That's what I'm saying.
To your point, Bree, is that Philly is clearly the most talented team. They still have the pieces there, and then Washington is kind of in that place where they're kind of trying to take that next step, and then the Giants are still where they are. So Dallas does have an opportunity this week, like you said, to right some of the wrongs from last week, get on a good track, because they've been in the beginning of this schedule.
Yeah,
it's scheduling.
Yeah,
so they got to get wins
and
early.
Kind of what I wanted to bring up when I was watching. Like, I know we're gonna have all week to talk about Giants coming up, right? But it was the fact that this team doesn't really know who their quarterback one is.
Oh, they sure don't. Well, I also think, to your point, with Brian Daboll coming out and saying, you know, we'll take a look at it. You know,
very much so.
I do think there might be some gamesmanship this week. So I'm going to make sure that I'm going to study them both, because I think that's kind of maybe how Dallas will be preparing, because, you know, if they gotta wait to the last minute to be like, oh, just kidding, it's Jackson Dart. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's Jackson Dart.
But regardless of who's at quarterback, you still have offensive line issues with the Giants. So
facts.
They need to figure that out ASAP. But
facts.
I do want to go back to Aisha. You know, you had mentioned week 1, they're still figuring some things out. And one thing that, you know, last year the Cowboys had some issues with around the NFC East, around the NFL in general, was modernizing the offense, right? They've done a good job of at least showing us so far with the play action, the shifts, motions, all these things. Where do you feel like the Cowboys so far stack up in the NFC East alone in terms of offense? And Aisha, I'll start with you.
In terms of offense, I mean, I believe that this team has the ability to be balanced. And if you're balanced and you can, first of all, we've seen it last night. We've seen it to some degree. Yeah. If you can run the ball, you can do a lot of things offensively. I do think that this Dallas offense, this young offensive line, is going to continue to gel. We saw some good things from them. We saw some miscues from them. We saw some miscommunications and things from them. If this offensive line can continue to build upon the good things they did last week with, the doubles and stuff like that, then I think that this team offensively has a lot of wiggle room, because you know what the passing game is to some extent. And I don't think that, and personally, I don't think that Shotty went into the well too much. I don't. I felt like some of the concepts we even seen at training camp, some of the things we saw then are not things we even saw on Thursday. I think this offense has room to grow. But I do think that as far as how they match up with the rest of the division, they'll be all right. I don't see a reason why they shouldn't be able to continue to be able to put up points offensively. And like we talked about, Washington, they have guys on that side. Obviously, they went out in free agent, picked up guys. And Philly has a million zillion humans too. So I think that Dallas matches up pretty well in the division offensively. What do you think, Bree?
I agree, because they just hung in there with the Super Bowl champs, and like to Aisha's point, I don't think that was the best. They didn't even scratch the surface.
It wasn't even clean the whole time.
I'm expecting George Pickens, the guy that we've been raving about since he got here. I think he's going to be a lot more involved. I don't think he even got half the touches we'll see him get in a typical game. And I know there's the drops that keeps coming up about CeeDee Lamb, which is not going to happen in my opinion. That is not what CeeDee Lamb does. Let's just start there. He had 7 drops last season altogether. He had 4 last week. That's hard to picture him being continuing, okay? But I will say that CeeDee Lamb was open. Let's just put that's big.
That's the huge part is that Brian Schottenheimer. To your point, Brian Schottenheimer calls this offense a progression offense. Dak has typically been a progression quarterback, and what that means is as he goes through his reads. Baby, if that first read is open, he probably going to go there. Unless there's really something in that second or third read, if he can get to it, he's going to go to that first read. And, baby, listen, CD was cooking them. It is very hard for him to just look off to his second or third read just because the sky's blue. If CD is open, that's where he's going to go with the ball, to your point, Bree.
Yeah. What I saw from week 1 makes me believe that this team is going to they're going to find ways to get the running backs involved, whether you're designing touches for Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders. We know he can do some things when we're talking about creating him as a pass catcher. I'll be interested to see, though, if they're going to give Jaden Blue some time there, because I just feel like, again, nothing shady to Sanders, but I see why they went with the veteran running backs. But I would like to see what Jaden Blue can do with his burstiness. I'm just really excited to see about the young running back. But just the short passing concepts, getting 3 wide receivers out there, I just think this offense, like Aisha said, when I look at them, I look at the Commanders being very balanced. I saw that last night from them. We know the Eagles are going to be a run-first type of team, but I think the Cowboys have it as well, and I think they showed us that week 1.
When you talk about the differences, you see it in the stats. Of course, Kevontae Turpin was used in motion at a career high rate, 53.8%. That's 14 times, including 9 in motion of the snap. Javonte Williams had 2 rushing touchdowns. That was the first time a Cowboys running back has had a rushing touchdown. In the season opener, of course, Dak Prescott playing very well to be back since last November. If you could potentially... Where would y'all say how many games the Cowboys could win this season? I want to know. What's y'all's thoughts? I know you should stress.
Nah.
I just gave this prediction, so I'll give what I got.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think they get to double-digit wins this season.
I felt like that coming into the season.
I didn't. And then I changed my mind.
Yeah.
So I switched
You're allowed
sides.
to do that.
I did. I'm
Switch
like,
sides.
okay. I thought, to be fair, I thought week 1 was going to be a shootout. I did. I thought the offense was going to show us a lot. What really impressed me is that I didn't give enough credit to the defense. That second half, I said, this team might be for real. I know we'll get into it later too, but Kenny Clark makes a huge difference.
Yes, he does.
If he can stay healthy all season, this team is going to be something else, because he just makes that defensive line so much better. And we'll get into that later. But yeah, I'm going 10-7 for the Cowboys, and perhaps depending on what the Commanders do, perhaps they sneak in there, guys. I don't know, but I think they get double digit wins.
I had 7-10 before the season, and I actually changed mine to 10-7. So
Mercy.
I definitely agree with
They
you.
got 3 extra games from last week.
Yeah. I'm confident. It's the offense that made me just.
I feel more confident. I feel like Brian Schottenheimer has a plan. He came in here and he has a plan. And he's not messing around. He gave this team an opportunity in week 1, a team that's coming off 7 wins, I know Dak Prescott didn't play in the 2 games they faced the Eagles last season, but Brian Schottenheimer came in here and gave this team more than plenty of opportunities to win this ball game. And that what was so hard to watch is because Dak Prescott, who hasn't played a game since last November, deserved that win, and his key playmakers didn't come through for him. And I know CeeDee Lamb's taking the brunt of that, Miles Sanders, but I'm not letting Jake Ferguson slide on that.
Talk about
catch a
it.
ball.
Talk
No
about
one's
it.
talking about that one enough. That was hard to watch.
Yeah, they got to execute. They got to execute. If they want to be the team that they want to be, they have to finish plays. So even so, like, on the defensive side of the ball, like, I did like the adjustments that they made in the second half, some of the things that they were doing. Flus opted to, he realized that they were getting pressures. They weren't affecting the quarterback enough, so he brings some nickel blitzes. He brings some safety blitzes. Like, he's trying to, figure things out. And so I will say defensively, though, early in that game, they had opportunity. They had opportunities even in the first half for things to be better. When they were able to get to the quarterback, baby, they was missing. I was like, and again, that's a part of week 1. That's a part of guys getting their legs under them and all that stuff. But I am looking for them to, when they get the chance to make a play, to make it. Because that's what happened on the offensive side is, when you playing a team like Philly that just can move down the field, can do all these things, you don't have that much room for error. And to the Cowboys, defense, they weren't super high in penalties. I think it was, 4 for 44 on Thursday. But the penalties that they did have did hurt because you in the red zone.
4 for 42.
Yeah, 4 for 42. Because you in the red zone, and then, obviously you had the fumble and all that stuff. But even prior to that, like, Pickens had the unnecessary roughness that put you in 1st and 22. That's an opportunity for you. That was an opportunity for you to go score, for you to go, to flip the table. So for me, it also too is executing and to being patient and being smart in those moments so you're not shooting yourself in the foot. Like you mentioned, Bree, the drops, mercy. Like the missed blocking assignments, the miscommunications on some of these twists and stunts with the offensive line. It's just, and I'm not being fussy because I understand that it's week 1. I'm just saying that is the difference between you being what we talking about right now and contending and dealing with these green folks up there in Philly eventually, and then you being at the crib. So hopefully they're able to, kind of reel these things in, like you say, get some confidence moving forward. But I'm not down on the team at this point.
Yeah.
They just gotta execute, and I think that they will.
Yeah, and I think going against a team like the Giants, this is a time to perfect some of those mechanics that maybe you can't against the Eagles because they're a little bit more sound. You saw the flaws if you watched that Giants game last night. They got Malik Neighbors crashing out in the first half. Their number 1 wide receivers. Please. Brian Daboll, don't forget, this is similar to what some of the Cowboys, like the McCarthy situation. His job is on the line, right? He came in there. He was praised for all the work he did in Buffalo with Josh Allen and getting him to where he was, and he hasn't been able to deliver with this team. There's a lot of heat there, and we know what that looks like when coaches are playing for their life. So that's something to keep an eye on as well. But I would say, to Aisha's point, there was like little things. And when you're going to the first half, the uglier half for the defense, I saw Dante Fowler a couple times not setting the edge. And then those were the first 2 offensive drives for the Eagles. Those were points. Those were long scrambles. The second offensive drive for the Eagles, Kenneth Murray looked like a problem just not being in the correct lane and getting in the way of his own teammates type of thing. So if you can clean that up, I think,
Yeah,
we got to take our first break.
Oh, yeah,
we got to take our first break. We got a caller waiting for us on the other side of the break.
Okay,
We're going to take our first break on Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
All right, Cowboys fans, this one's for us. If the men in your life bleed blue and silver like we do, I've found the perfect way to elevate their game day rituals. Gillette just released their best razor in Cowboys colors, and it is everything a Cowboys fan could want. The new Gillette Labs official Dallas Cowboys licensed razor combines his Cowboys pride with Gillette's best shave. And with 50% longer lasting blades, it is truly the gift that keeps on giving. Get it while you can at Gillette.com/NFL. Gillette's best shave is also available as heated.
How does the cheerleaders' hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Welcome back into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign here in the SWBC studio. Nicole Hutchison, Brianna Aldridge, and Aisha Morrison. And we got a caller on the line, Billy out of Fort Worth. Billy, what's popping? What you got for us?
What's happening, y'all?
What's up? Hey, Billy.
What's happening?
What's up?
First of all, I want to say I love you all. So you women do a great job at what you all do.
Oh, thank you.
You all really break the game down, and it's fun to watch. I watch you all every day.
We appreciate it.
We love Billy.
I know.
Yeah. but let's go ahead and get into it. First of all, I heard you all talking about their record. I got these boys winning no more than 5 games, maybe 6.
Why?
Billy, tell us.
We want to know why.
We got to know why, Billy.
You want to know why?
Yeah.
Well, let's look at the schedule. Let's just look at the schedule.
Oh,
You
okay.
got the Giants twice. You got the Giants twice. They don't know what they're doing. They got players crashing out on coaches. So that's 2 wins right there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Let's go down to Chicago. Chicago, that's a maybe. I don't know about Chicago. They play today, right?
Yeah,
I think so.
Yeah. So we'll see what Chicago looking like today. But that's a maybe. Packers, they're cooked. The way Michael Parsons was getting after Penei Sewell.
That's fair.
And I'm pretty sure the Cowboys don't have a Penei Sewell on their team.
Ain't nobody gonna argue with you there.
So I'm just saying that's an L right there.
Okay.
The Jets.
Mm-hmm.
The way the Jets were looking, they were looking pretty good against Aaron Rodgers and them yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
That's fair.
You know,
It's gonna be a fight.
Jalen Ramsey made a big play, so I'm like, that's an L right there.
Now you think
So
you gonna lose 3 weeks in a row?
Oh, most definitely. Most definitely.
Slow
Right now,
singing,
Most
flower
definitely.
bringing.
And then you got Carolina. I don't know about Carolina right now.
They going to
So,
handle Carolina.
You don't know about
I-
Carolina right now.
I'll be nice. I'll give them Carolina.
Thank
Okay.
you.
Commanders. Commanders is an L.
I think they
That's
get
a
at
for
least
sure L.
one. Yeah, I think they
No,
split
that
that
no.
one.
I know that's an L both times.
Dang.
And then you got the Broncos.
That's
that
at
Broncos
home, ain't it?
secondary.
Yeah.
That Broncos
Hey,
defense.
brother.
crazy.
Hey, brother. Hey, brother. I ain't about to
Talk
let you
to me.
slide.
Talk.
I ain't about to let you slide past Washington as though
Talk to me. Talk to me.
as though Washington didn't struggle defensively. They struggled offensively against Dallas last year, and Dallas defense wasn't that good last year. So I ain't gonna let you slide past
And
there.
hold on now. Now you think they're better this year? Them boys Jalen Hurts had Madden time in the pocket. Them boys ain't
Madden
getting
time
no
is crazy.
pressure back there.
I'm talking about
Them
why.
boys ain't getting no pressure.
Hold up. I think I got that stat for you, though. Hold on.
I
Hold
did
on.
not-
One second, Billy.
No,
Oh, get that
Hold
Hold on. We
Here we
can
go,
break
here
it
we
down.
go.
Talk to me.
Defenses that generated pressures on 40% of their opponents' dropbacks in week 1. The Steelers were at the top, 44%. The Cowboys were second, 42.4%. Commanders right behind them, 42.2%. Falcons, then Broncos. That was Perth, the 33rd team. So they didn't have
But
didn't have problems getting pressure.
Hold on. But with that, the only thing about that is you can't really go off stats with that, right?
Okay, well, then
because
I'm
if you think about it, hold on, hear me out. If you think about it, the only time the boys got pressure is when Jalen Hurts rolled out. When Jalen Hurts rolls out, the offensive line can't hold. So they got to let the defense in. They got to let the defense ends go.
He
So therefore,
he
yeah, they're
rolling
able to
out
get
because of the
pressure.
pressure. He rolling out because of the.
No.
What is it?
No.
I got to hear the rest of Billy's.
Yeah,
Billy,
This
go
is
ahead.
insightful.
Go ahead.
Well,
We was at Broncos. We was on Broncos.
Yeah,
I think.
we was at Broncos. We was at Broncos.
Okay.
Now the Broncos, that's an L. That defense is nice, and their offense is rolling right now. Don't see them bring the Broncos. The Cardinals,
Monday night game?
that's a maybe. I don't know. The Cardinals they flying folks out there and stuff. Like I don't know. Cardinals might be on one. I think that's a L. Oh, then the Raiders. Oh, Max Crosby about to get after them.
Oh.
That's a L, and then you got to play the Eagles again. Now, I'm gonna be honest with y'all. I thought they was gonna beat the Eagles the first time.
Hey.
That's what
I had them beating the Eagles the first time. The reason why is because new offense, new defense. You don't know what they're doing. Them boys done showed their hand now. They're cooked. They're absolutely cooked.
Okay.
Now you go down to Kansas City. Now I'm pretty. They look terrible week 1. They look terrible.
Very
Look
much
god
so.
awful.
We appreciate
They
the
look
honesty.
god awful. But if you think they're gonna let that keep going, you're crazy. I honestly think they're gonna go back and get Tyreek Hill. We being honest. You heard it here first.
Well, you know what? Hey, listen, the way Miami looked, they trade everybody. Get everybody.
You feel me?
Blow that thing up over there. All right,
You
go
know?
ahead. Go ahead, Billy. Continue.
And then what them boys gotta go to Detroit.
It was scary.
Yeah, that
They
one
gotta
little
go to
stretch.
Detroit too.
I agree with you on that stretch.
We'll see.
That's an L. That's an L.
Oh goodness.
All right.
And then the boys got then they gotta cover Justin Jefferson, Adam Thielen, Jordan Addison. Cook.
I should have asked Billy, who are they beating? That would have been.
I think he said Carolina, right? He
Yeah,
said
yeah.
Carolina.
Carolina for sure.
He
You
said
got Carolina. You got
Giants
You got
twice.
two games. You got two games with the Giants.
That's three. Who else you said? You said Chicago. You said you would give him Chicago.
I give him maybe with Chicago.
That's 4.
I give him maybe.
Oh, yeah, we only had 4 wins so far. What's the 5th one?
Maybe the Chargers. They get iffy. Once December hits, they get iffy. So I
You know
think
what?
maybe the Chargers.
Honestly, out of all the teams you talked about, Denver, all of them, the Chargers look better than half of them. What are you?
But I know
Billy, I'm
they
starting
always
to
do
lose
that.
trust in you.
You know,
them boys always
you know
selling
what?
wolf tickets.
Billy has to call us back October 20th after they
Facts.
play the Commanders, and then we got to regroup with this list.
Yeah.
I think.
We can do that.
Let's do that.
Okay.
We can do that.
Billy, put us on the calendar.
Hey, no.
I'll put you all on the calendar.
Pencil us in because I'm gonna talk. We're gonna have a
Yeah,
conversation.
that's cool with me. That's cool with me. And I told you, I love you all show. You all do a great job.
Thank you, man.
It's just the team that y'all cover is terrible.
Hey,
But you all do a great job.
You know, Billy, I keep hearing all these little hints that it sound like you're not a Cowboys fan.
Facts.
Billy,
Oh, I've been a fan since the '90s. Don't get me wrong.
He's just
a fan of who?
I've been a big fan. I've been a fan since the Landry days.
he's just been through a lot.
Yeah,
Fine.
it sounds like
Yeah, I'm
Billy.
I'm tired of it. I'm not one of these
29
delusional
years.
fans.
Nah, Billy, it sounds
you
like
know?
you know.
We understand.
It's all right. We're giving you a virtual hug. We appreciate you so much, Billy, for calling in, and we're going to look forward to you calling us back in October. Thank you.
Call us back, Billy.
For real. What y'all think?
Huh?
Real fast before we get to the defense talk.
What are we thinking about what Billy was saying?
Yes.
Billy just made my morning because
He
he
did.
said he's been
That
through a
was
lot.
dope.
He's been
he's
through a lot.
stressed.
He's
You know
not
what?
a believer right
He's
now.
speaking
Okay.
out
I
of
gotta prove it
trauma,
to him.
and I'm, you know, I think it's
L.
he said,
Hey, we got another caller, but keep going.
Oh, no. We got another call. Oh,
Actually,
we
no,
have
let's
another
get to Mike. All right, we got our second caller, Mike out of Boston. What's up, Mike?
All right. I love you guys. I do miss Christy. She's really good
That's
because
our
she's
girl.
been around a while, so she can add some from back in the old good days. You know, some of those good stories.
No, she's here on Mondays and Fridays with us. Just today was.
Oh, okay, I didn't know that.
It's all right. It's okay.
So that was the most ridiculous phone call you've ever taken. I can't believe you indulged him.
We would not know.
I mean, really? Denver's offense is rolling. They couldn't beat the Titans yesterday, barely. They barely beat the Titans. Trust, I'm a gambler. I know. I watch every game.
Not the game.
And as far as Thursday, I thought it was encouraging. I do think we're going to have trouble getting to the quarterback. I'm so tired of the Micah talk. It's all every game they talk about it, even if it's not related to the Cowboys and Packers.
I agree.
And they loved Micah in Green Bay yesterday. Oh, my God. Like he was a god or something, which, you know, in Green Bay he might be. There's not a lot of celebrities walking around there.
Come on, Mike.
But truthfully, I'm in my late 40s, so I remember the good days, the 90s. I've been a fan since basically 1982 when I was a little kid. And, yeah, I think the season could be good. Washington didn't look great. I mean, they didn't look – the Giants, Russell Wilson, we should beat them unless they go to the rookie next week. So I love you girls. I listen to you at work. I watch you too. And Aisha, you're really good at breaking down film. I'll give you that.
Thank you.
With the draft. I liked you on the draft show too.
I appreciate that.
You got it going. So it's nice to see you women kicking some, you know what. I don't know what I can and can't say. So.
Be careful.
But, all right, love you guys. And I predict Dallas 10-7. They'll get in a wild card and they'll probably lose. But, you know, I'm hoping.
10-7.
We like the 10-7.
We like the positivity.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, Carolina, he's not sure about.
The whole
If
thing.
we don't beat Carolina, we got problems.
I was stressed
Agreed.
too. I was stressed out.
You know?
So agreed.
Thank you.
All right, and I'll end it with this. Aisha, you are the girl that I never had.
Oh, we don't want no copyright, but that's the song.
Oh, I didn't finish it. I didn't sing the
Another bad creation.
All right. Yeah, I thought you were too young. I thought you were too young to even know that reference.
I do.
32 in a month. 32 in a month.
I
Getting
know.
old, huh?
I'm getting
I
up
love
there.
this.
Listen up.
All right, girls.
We love you, Mike.
Thank
Keep
you.
it real and don't let people be so negative. Don't let it almost. I was so aggravated. I'm glad I called. I'll be checking in more.
All right, we
Thank
love you,
you.
man. Thank
Bye,
you so much, Mike. Oh,
Two different type of phone
that
calls.
was literally 2 phone
At least
calls.
we ended with some positivity.
Yeah, absolutely.
I-
We love both of them, though. We appreciate them for
Yeah.
hopping in on the show, Billy and both Mike. But I do want to get back to our
That was
thoughts
fun.
on
I'm
Billy.
sorry, that was
Dang,
fun.
what is funny?
Because Billy said, y'all think y'all having a good morning?
Let me ruin that.
L. L. And what you thought wasn't an L? It's
L.
an L. Dang, Billy.
I can't wait to recheck with him after
That's
they beat the
sick.
Commanders.
Pick
Okay.
up the phone.
Woo,
Win.
that woke me up. All right. What you got,
Go
Nicole?
ahead, Nicole.
Nah, that was kind of insane. 5 wins after we just said 10-7, like, and then Aisha said the double-digit wins too. Like that just kind of
No. If everybody's entitled
hurt
to
my
their
heart.
That's very
their
much so.
opinions
That's
about
very-
what they think
yeah.
about the team, they got to prove it.
absolutely.
So I get it.
Yeah.
But baby,
Maybe against the band. Okay, I'm done.
All right. Well, talk about proving it. I think without obviously we still have to mention the fact that they didn't have Michael Parsons. But you know, without him, this defensive line did show some promise, right? You know, Brianna actually mentioned it. Kenny Clark, that addition to the run defense and helping hold Saquon Barkley to just 60 rushing yards. We briefly touched on it on Friday, but I believe after the rain delay, he only had 7 rushes on 1 yard. So let's talk about that. And Aisha, just talk about, you know, the run defense and where you feel like it is.
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, at the beginning of the game, your ends and your linebackers were in a turn cycle. Baby, it was...
Don't do this.
Listen, they was doing a cha-cha slide. It was. I mean, number one, Philly is going to. They're not a team that does a whole bunch of motions and a whole bunch of things, but they are very intentional in creating spacing for their guys to operate. And honestly, like I said, guys weren't taking good angles. The defensive ends were crashing. And that's why you kept seeing these guys attack the edges. Like, you have to rush. There was no, and Shoddy said that. He said it in the middle of the interviews that they do in the middle of the game. Lord. He said it. He was like, the rush lane integrity is not there. Like, there's no rush lane discipline, rather. And we saw that specifically from the defensive ends more than anybody, is that they were getting upfield, they were crashing, and that was creating lanes for Saquon and Jalen Hurts to just slip through. And really, who was hurting you at the beginning of that game was Will Shipley.
Yep.
Thank God. That there were some other things going on. He went down, unfortunately, with a rib injury during the game, but he was the one that was giving it to you at the beginning of that game, and I really was concerned to start. He had 3 carries for 26 yards in the beginning of that game, and so I think that's one of the things that I'm looking for is for these defensive ends, Dante Fowler, we're talking about Sam Williams, those guys are very high energy pass rushers, looking for them to settle in, play their keys, set the edge, as Bree talked about before, and tackle. And also, too, I thought Marshawn Nealon showed some really good things in the run game. That is a grown man. You understand me? Like, the way he's able to to stack and to shed and to tackle and to get off blocks is impressive. Donovan Izaraku, your young edge, I think he still has some room. I do believe this edge room is going to look better as the year goes on, especially if you get some upside. If you get something good, get some good from Donovan Izaraku and Marshawn Nealon taking a step. But that was the biggest problem. And then your linebackers, Kenneth Murray. This was our first time really seeing him.
Yeah.
This is my first time really seeing him. I mean, we ain't seen much. And then from what I did see, he looked a tick behind. They were dropping him into the zone, and there were just times where you could tell that he was unsure of what to do, and he was a tick behind. It's like, hey, dude, if you know the ball's going this way, I need you to be flowing that way. And he was a little late. I think Jack Sanborn goes back into what we were talking about earlier, where I'm like, he was there quite a few times. There were times he filled his gap. He was certain, he was sure, missed the tackle. Too many missed tackles.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Too many missed tackles. Too many missed opportunities. This linebacker room, and we talked about it before. Hopefully we see a little bit more Maris Leaf-Out, depending on what happened. We know he was snatching people up like
It's fine.
Like Andy's toys.
It's like that though.
Yeah, it'd be like that though. And I do think that second level hurt you at the beginning of that game. It was the ends and the second level will hurt you. I thought the defensive tackles did what they need to do, as you were talking about, Nicole. That's what needs to improve for this run game to improve.
All right, we're going to take our last break because we do have a caller that it will be hitting us up on the Fizzone. Mike in Jersey. We're going to be right back with more Girls Talk, Boys Talk presented by Invisalign.
Cowboys fans, when it comes to navigating the ever-changing world of tax, your business needs a partner it can trust to tackle even your biggest tax challenges. Ryan is the largest firm in the world dedicated exclusively to business taxes. Our team of tax professionals has local expertise in all areas of tax and can help you uncover savings opportunities you didn't know you had. Learn more about how Ryan can improve your overall corporate tax performance by visiting Ryan.com. Ryan, the official tax partner of the Dallas Cowboys.
When you're on the field, you know what it takes to lead your team and play with confidence. But that confidence shouldn't just stop at game time. It should follow you off the field, too. Join over 500 NFL players who trust Invisalign, the #1 doctor-recommended clear aligner brand. Ready to take the first step towards a smile you'll love? Visit Invisalign.com/NFL and find a doctor near you today. Transform your smile and take your confidence to the next level, both on the field and off.
Discover Aiden, the official luggage partner of the Dallas Cowboys and Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Known for top-tier engineering and craftsmanship, Aiden offers more than just bags. Originating from Australia and designed in New York, it merges fashion, design, and culture. Used by Dallas Cowboys players, staff, and the entire organization, Aiden provides style and functionality for all travelers. Visit AidenTheBrand.com and use code AidenXCowboys for 25% off your purchase. Travel like your favorite stars with Aiden.
how does the cheerleader's hair always look so perfect? We asked, and they shared one of their biggest beauty secrets. If you want hair like theirs and confidence to match, use Babyliss Pro styling tools. The Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders use Babyliss Pro curling irons to get those perfect game day curls. To get the hair you see on the cheerleaders, head to BabylissPro.com. Use the code Cowboys20 for 20% off Babyliss Pro tools, the official styling tools of the Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders. Get the discount while it lasts. Offer may be withdrawn at any time at advertiser's discretion.
Are you a Cowboys super fan? The search is on for the 2025 Fan of the Year presented by Captain Morgan. Now through September 29th, nominate extraordinary NFL fans, dynamic duo, and game changers who rep the Cowboys with pride and turn every game day into an unforgettable adventure. You can be sent to Super Bowl 60, entered to win at NFL.com/Fan of the Year today.
Welcome back into Girls Talk, Boys Talk, presented by Invisalign. Nicole Hutchison, Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison, and we got a caller on the line. Mike out of Jersey. What's up? What you got for us?
What's going on, Nicole? I got to say, man, you have the most energy for 9 a.m. or in Texas, 8 a.m., man. I got kids, and I don't got that kind of energy. I really don't.
You got to wake up happy, you know? Bring the energy. I feel like that's just an everyday
I wake up happy, too, but my kids don't. They do not wake up happy at all. Right. But first, let me say hello to the panel. Brianna, lovely to see you or talk to you.
Hey,
finally. 2Y on Twitter looking like a pointer sister. You know what I'm saying? And Hutch. You know what I'm saying?
What up?
So Aisha would know me as Hoodie Kush of the Basement Boys.
Oh, I'm
just so
tracking
you know.
you. I know you are.
I need to look them up.
Indeed. I finally get a chance to talk to you guys. The other two. I talk to you all the time, too. when we're in mixed spaces. But the caller, Mike, he's delusional. I understand his tapes were built on trauma. But if you're looking at this team, there's one thing that I take solace in. Looking at that first game, I really take more solace in the fact that the coaching staff is for real. You know what I'm saying? If you look at I don't hear too many people saying that we had 0 pre-snap penalties. That's the one thing I don't hear anybody expounding on, the fact that we had 0 pre-snap penalties. Now, that's not to say that we don't have anything to clean up. I mean, you got the personal fouls, the unsportsmanlike conducts, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that. But to not have any pre-snap penalties in a game of that magnitude, that says something. It says something about coaching. It says something about the guys who are taking to this coaching. As far as the defense is concerned, yeah, I mean, if we're going to harp on the fact that, our edges weren't getting much pressure at the beginning of the game, fine, you can do that. But there was going to be a drop-off. Let's be honest. There was going to be a drop-off. This is a new defensive coordinator. And the one thing that made me happy to see was end-game adjustments.
Come on.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
that delay gave him a little bit more.
Yeah.
A little bit more time.
Yes.
He's back there in the lab.
Indeed. Exactly. And that's it's refreshing to see. We didn't have that with Zimmer. You know what I'm saying? Zimmer came in trying to marry his style with Dan Quinn's defense. And it just didn't mesh well. If Zimmer would have came in with completely his, I think we would have done better. But that was last year. This is 2025. I'm not really looking at the Eagles game. We played really well. We lost. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Guys got to go back to the lab. They got to get better. They got to be on their cues. I'm looking forward to the Giants. Are we going to get the same Giants team that we saw against Washington? Or are we going to get a little cleaner Giants team? I don't know. I mean, this is the NFL, so I mean, it's the game of matchups. The game of matchups. So it's like, are we good enough to maintain the defense, the defense the way that we did game 1 going into game 2? Does anything carry over? What do you guys think?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. A lot of good points.
Oh, no. Yeah,
Appreciate
absolutely.
you, Mike,
Thank
so
you,
much.
Mike.
So much.
No. I mean, honestly, that's him bringing up the, lack of preset penalties. I think the only one was 12 men on the field.
Yep.
That was the only like pre-snap penalty, and that's a fantastic point. Philly is a hard place to play on the road. You got a young offensive line. You got new players on your team. I do think that is something that is being a little understated, is that this team was able to stay disciplined. And what's understated about it is that the championship team on the other side, baby, they had a lot. Baby, they had a lot. They had a lot of miscues. I think they had about 100 yards and penalties, if I'm not mistaken. Let me go look.
They had.
But that's
110, 9 penalties for 110.
Yeah. And so I totally agree with you. That's something to be positive about, in that these coaches did have these guys ready. They got to execute, because if some of these drop passes aren't happening, if some of these miscues and these blocks aren't happening, then this is a totally different game. So I do think that the game plan was sound. I do think that the game plan and what they set out to do was intentional, and you could tell that they were ready to go. So I agree with you that this coaching staff had these guys ready, and it's just up to the guys to do their part of things.
Yeah, 100%. I'm glad he brought up the penalties things. The note I had, they had the fewest penalties in a season opener since 2015. That doesn't go unnoticed.
That's pretty.
That is nice.
Discipline, that is what it's been. Discipline and culture, that has been Schottenheimer's platform since coming in here, and he did both of those things in week one. What he also brought up that I liked was about the adjustments. Matt Eberflus, Sam Williams in the locker room said that extra hour and whatever change that they had, that's the time he was talking to Eberflus. That's the time he was talking to his guys and telling him, okay, this is working, this isn't. We saw them try some blitzing that wasn't happening in the first half. The problem with blitzing is that it works or it doesn't. There's no in between, and you saw a little bit of both. But it was the fact that he made an attempt, like our beautiful friend just called and said, to adjustments. That's just something that happens. So you rather try it and see. It's week one. Why not? See what you're good at, see what you're not. The other thing, 100% of the snaps were zone. This is Eberflus's bread and butter. Isha talked about that time and time again, and he proved that. And the thing about zone is you have to have a pass rush. You have to have a strong four. So that also lets me know that even what everybody's saying about this Micah Parsons drop-off, okay, Eberflus don't care. He believes in what he has. So that's what stood out to me.
That's such a good point. I also believe that, given that Trayvon's on a pitch count, still trying to get a feel for Elam, I think some of it also, too, Deron Bland moving into the slot, but he been playing in the slot and outside. I do think that he is still building trust with the secondary as well, Eberflus. And I do think it's going to take some time, and that's okay. So I do think that maybe we'll see him get a little bit more, because he kept it pretty simple. He kept it pretty simple with some of his disguises and stuff. Maybe we'll get a little bit more as he builds more trust with that secondary, and then guys, again, get their legs under them. Guys are healthy. Maybe we even see some guys shadow and stuff like that. So I will say that's a fantastic point, Bree. I think that a lot of the zone he played was a little safer, and I understand that. And I understand that he's going to play zone, but I'm talking about the lack of disguising and changing the picture. I think some of that was because he was trying to keep the guys from not getting the penalties and communication being good.
We talk about the in-game adjustments. There's some adjustments that the Cowboys need to make heading into week 2 against the Giants, and we'll be breaking that down all throughout the rest of the week. I want to thank our callers for
spicing up the morning.
Y'all gonna have to call again. We're going to have to take callers.
All three of them. They made my day.
Wake up.
All three of y'all.
Absolutely. All right, that's a wrap for the show today. We got Brianna Aldridge, Aisha Morrison, Nicole Hutchison. We'll see y'all back here tomorrow at 8 a.m.
Wake up.
Absolutely.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!